Well, I think we're so young that I don't think they're really thinking about last year. I think they want to make their mark, and they know the tradition that we've had, and I think they want to continue that. I think it's that mental toughness that they need to learn and develop, because we don't have the leaders that we've had in the past years. We have no seniors on the team. But I believe that will come from our sophomores and our juniors that we do have back from last year. And I think the freshmen have an edge about them, the way they play, and that will help us to be successful in different areas that we have been in the past.
Last night we had our second scrimmage, and it was just nice to see the improvement that we've had from even our first scrimmage against Regis. We're really young, so at first practices we're a lot about just learning the plays and basic fundamentals of our team, but now that we've had a lot more practicing, we've definitely improved in certain areas such as rebounding and transitioning. We're getting to know how to play with each other a lot better, and I think last night in the scrimmage it showed a lot about our improvement that we didn't see so much against Regis. Everyone needs to know their role, and as the more we practice, the more we're figuring out what our role is on the team.
I'm really excited about what the freshmen and sophomores bring as far as a running game. We're going to be more of a transition team, a fast break team, and we get a lot of outside scorers now. So I think the scoring will come from a lot of different ways because they can also penetrate. Totally different than our old style, going inside a lot. We're really going to be a little weak in that area, but our strength will definitely be pushing the ball up the court this year.
We can't wait to start playing. We've had a lot of practices, but right now I think our short-term goal is to just take every game very seriously and come out with a win. We're a lot different team than we are from last year and the previous years, just because we don't have necessarily one star player or a few star players. We all need to contribute, and I think that that's good for us because the dynamic is completely different and teams aren't really sure what to expect. Long-term goal would obviously be to win the new Max again and move on into the playoffs.
Basically the defensive end, we're not as strong inside. We don't have that last line of defense we've had in the past years, so we really have to be a team defense that's more in the perimeter and shutting down so that we don't let the double teams happen in the post. Are going to be coming from all different angles, where before we could rely on a one-on-one in the post. So those are things that we really got to key in on. Boxing out is another one. Rebounding, we've always had an advantage in the rebounds. So we need people to get the boards that aren't used to doing that. So I think those are probably two major parts of the game that we're going to have to be better at.
We're a lot more of a transitioning type of team. We're constantly looking up for the second outlet and to push, just because if we can get a fast break and use our quickness to our ability, to the best of our ability, then that would be our best type of offense. Our defense has always been great in the past, and I think that's why we've been so successful. So this year we've just been working on getting everyone up to speed in that aspect of the game. Certain things like learning how to play the pick and roll and constantly rebounding are things that we want to make sure we don't lose sight of just because we're a new team. So that would be probably the most important thing that we get down right now, because the offense is going to come. We just need to make sure that we're ready to play defense as well.
Playing tougher teams gets you prepared for your conference games, and that hopefully in the long term will benefit them, so they know the level of play they need to be at this time in this stage. I think a lot of the first years saw a lot of that just last night in the Emmanuel scrimmage, a different level of play, what you have to do, the quickness of the game, the physical part of the game. And playing teams like William and Tufts, Wesleyan are just going to help us get ready for our conference.
My coach goes into every practice saying to play as if we're getting ready for the championship game. And we're in preseason still. We haven't even had our first regular season game, and I think that the fact that she's already saying that to us, we make sure that we're practicing with the most intensity that we can. And having those intense practices and playing against really hard competition is what makes us better every single practice. So we can go into a game either tomorrow or a couple weeks from now or a couple months from now, and we're going to play the same way because we're going to have that mentality that we just practice as if we're ready to play the championship game.
We try to take every day at practice like it's a championship game. We've kind of instilled that in our players in the past, that it's not a practice, it's a game, and that they go out every day playing that way and practice that way. So when it comes to a game like that, it's just a routine for them. That mental toughness, that edge they need to have, comes from doing it every day, just like taking free throws every day. You know, repetition makes it happen. So I think that's one thing that's hard to teach. It comes as time goes on, and hopefully they're learning that already by the intensity we have in practices every day.